Hey guys, and welcome to the post-apocalyptic wasteland of Australia. After a nice long weekend here in the US, Galakta has at long last launched Waste Nights 2nd Edition on Kickstarter, so let's take a look at what it has to offer. The game is a 1-to-4 player story-based, co-op, competitive, or solo game set in a world full of gangs, mutated creatures, sentient machines, and more. It's estimated to take 90 to 120 minutes and is 14 plus thanks to some rather violent stories. You play as knights, with each having their own set of skills such as negotiation, repair, or combat, and a unique deck of upgrade cards. The adventure guide has story introductions and plots for multiple types of adventures, including co-op, competitive, or a mix of both, where plot points can turn players into enemies or friends depending on their choices. Speaking of choices, the game has you making your own decisions throughout the game, making each play session unique. Expect 2 to 3 of these choices within each of the 15 plots available to play. Only a single pledge level of $65 is available, which comes with a Spot UV coded core box, lore guide, and all stretch goals. The core box comes with 5 32mm scale player characters, their character sheets, 4 vehicle sheets, the board which shows the map of post-apocalyptic Australia, the rulebook, and adventure guide, a book of tales with over 700 story entries, over 170 cards such as event, encounter, exploration, weapon, and injury cards, over 190 tokens including 36 plastic resource markers, and of course, some custom dice. The estimated delivery is February 2020, with shipping estimated at $22 to the US. As is typical, this is just the normal 1-year shipping estimate. For the first 24 hours, you can get the Mr. Mall Knight for free. After 24 hours, he will cost an additional $7. Stretch goals include a new vehicle, more upgrade cards for knights, more wasteland cards, and an additional knight, Salo Lee, including his miniature, knight sheet, and upgrade cards. There are also some social stretch goals that offer community-designed gear cards and weapons. Alright guys, this one is kind of toughy. I really dig the theme, and I've been itching for a story-based sandbox post-apocalyptic board game since Fallout the board game by Fantasy Flight Games turned out to be really terrible. So I've been really pumped for this. The miniature design seems decent along with the art style. However, as with any story-based game, I am typically a bit concerned about how much story content is actually there. For instance, I see the core game has 10 event cards, 8 encounter, and 20 exploration cards. To me, this doesn't seem like a lot of variability, though of course that depends on how they are used within the game. Which brings me to another point. I don't know how they are used in the game. Now there is a rulebook posted, and that's awesome, but there are a total of 0 game mechanics shown on the Kickstarter page itself. You might have noticed how my game details section was very high level, and that's because that's the only information you get on the Kickstarter page itself. Kickstarter preview page. By the time you see this video, you'll have no idea how many stories there are unless they update the main page, which I hope they do. I'd rather not read through a rulebook of a game I might or might not get just to determine how event cards are used, or when I will be making these story decisions. The fact that I don't know if the Book of Tales is gameplay or just short stories is bothersome. However, the game shows promise and I love the theme. Plus there's a 24-hour freebie for backing early, so I will do what I typically suggest most do. Back early and verify before the end. That is, back the game now, but then come back at the 48-hour mark to look at what's been updated and see if you're still interested. I have high hopes for the game, and I hope it can prove to be a welcome addition to my collection. That's it for me. Go ahead and check out the Kickstarter via the link in the description below. As always, give the video a like if you enjoyed the video or found it useful. Consider subscribing if you are interested in more Kickstarter updates. Check out Patreon to help support the channel and join an awesome community of passionate gamers. Regardless of what you do right now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.